Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So for today's video, this morning I didn't really have any ideas in mind for a video today. I was just kind of like not sure what where the day would take me. So I got up, had a shower. That's why my hair, as you can see, is pretty wet. I'm just gonna rock the natural hair, and yep, I'm just gonna like have wet hair in my video and not give a crap. Anybody else who, I've mentioned this maybe in other videos, but if y'all have hair like this, you get it. Like, it takes so long to dry, like forever. Like I didn't just have a shower. Like I literally had a shower like at like 9 this morning, and it is currently 1:58 p.m. And it's still wet as hell. So anyway, so I woke up not really having an idea, and then I just logged onto YouTube, checked out like the trending page, and came across Jeffree Star's latest video, which is called Our New Dream House Tour. And obviously I was intrigued. Just to preface this, I just want to say that I haven't been following Jeffree Star for like a long time. Even now, I don't watch like every single one of his videos or anything. The only thing that really got me into watching any of his content is obviously the Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star docu-series that Shane put on his channel, and that's kind of what introduced me to Jeffree Star. Like, I knew who he was, but I never like really watched his content or anything like that before. Never even owned any of his cosmetics before the Shane Dawson collab. So if I'm forgetting to mention anything that's like common knowledge about Jeffree Star, or if I don't know, make a statement that's like something I noticed that everyone's kind of like, yeah, we already know that. Just bear with me, because like I said, I'm new to the Jeffree Star like party, I guess, like just in terms of following his drama and his life. Like, I know he's been in a lot of drama, but I don't even know the details of that, and quite frankly, I haven't really done the research to like find out any of that. So all I really know about him is what I've seen through Shane's channel, and then a little bit of like hearsay here and there from scandals, you know, whatever. Obviously, it's pretty common knowledge that he's super freaking rich. So when I saw this video of the new Dream House Tour, I was intrigued. I was like, okay, what kind of a house is this like multi-millionaire going to have? And it was #2 on trending, and I have it little box open below my camera right now with the video, just so I can reference it if I need to for talking points. But as of right now, it's got over 12,900,000 views on YouTube. So I'm sure a lot of you have seen this. If you haven't, I'll link the video in the description if you want to go check it out. But I just wanted to share with you guys like kind of my thoughts after watching this whole video beginning to end, on his, like my thoughts on his house, on the video, on him, like just everything and anything I can think of from watching this video. While I have my coffee here. So I'm wearing this red lipstick today, and it's getting all over my coffee cup every time I take a sip, so that's kind of annoying. I'm gonna have to keep like wiping it off, but you know, whatever. I kind of wanted to rock the red lip thing today because I had a more neutral eye look going on. Okay, so let's get into this. Let's get into talking about this house tour. So the very beginning of the video opens up with Jeffree standing in some, what looks like a courtyard kind of area with this mansion of a house behind him. No surprise. I mean, I knew his house was going to be gigantic. But my first thought when I first saw this opening scene was, is that a pool behind him? Because like, if you've seen the video, there's like this water area behind him, and I can't tell if it's a pool or like just a fountain, because it's big, like really big. It looks like it should be a pool, but it doesn't look very deep. So that was a little confusing to me, like if it's just supposed to be decorative and like some kind of a fountain, because there's no like water flowing or anything. It's just kind of like water, like stagnant water sitting there, which is a little bit weird, but I mean, it looks pretty, so you know, that's cool. And then Jeffree kind of talks about how he started out from nothing, and like only 5 or 6 years ago he only had like $500 in his account, and like this has all been like a dream come true for him, and that he's worked so hard and whatever to accomplish that. And I think that's, as much as I have heard some shady things about Jeffree Star, I don't think what he's saying there should be discounted. I mean, I think he has worked incredibly hard for what he has, and like for that reason, I don't have a problem with him having this much stuff, you know, like anybody who works that hard to earn what they have, I think deserves it. And although I'm a little put off by like the level of flexing going on here, like he's literally putting a video on the internet basically bragging about his gigantic mansion, like that whole, the act of showing it off is not particularly like a good look, I don't think, for anybody. But just the fact that he has this stuff in general, like I don't have a problem with that. Like he's made his money, like as far as I know, fair and square. There hasn't been any like shady stuff going on other than his just like shady behavior in general, but like no shady stuff in terms of like illegal transactional like money laundering or any, you know, anything sketchy like that. So in regards to how he makes his money, I think it appears to be on the up and up, and he's worked really hard for it. So I think that's great. I mean, I'm happy for him, I guess. And then in the first few minutes of the video, it cuts to Shane Dawson, and he is in a car with Ryland on his way over to the mansion house. And I think that's an interesting choice that the house tour features Shane Dawson. I'm going to get into my thoughts on his whole friendship with Shane Dawson kind of after I review the whole video, but just like keep that in mind that I think it was a conscious choice to include Shane Dawson in this video. And why? Start thinking now about why you think that might be, because really he did not need to be in this video. If it was just Jeffree showing his house, like he could have just showed his house. Like Shane didn't need to be in this video, but I think it was a conscious decision that he made to include Shane in this video. And I think it's pretty obvious why that would be, but we'll talk about it more at the end. Yeah, so moving forward into the video, so Shane arrives and they kind of go into the house and start doing the tour, and Jeffree kind of talks about how it's not going to be like his last house. If any of you guys saw his last house, it was like, he calls it a Barbie house or whatever, because like the entire house was painted bright pink and all of his furniture was pink and stuff. So I'm kind of glad that he's not, you know, doing that. I feel like that looks very cheesy and juvenile and stuff. And I think, I don't know how old Jeffree Star is, but I would imagine he's like in his mid to late 30s, I'm guessing. So I feel like at that age, you're a 30-something-year-old man, you should have a little bit higher taste than Barbie pink everything. Like, that's cool when you're 19. I don't think it's really that cool when you're in your 30s, but that's just my own personal opinion. Definitely pink is not my taste for home decor in any sense. So I'm glad that he's going a more age-appropriate and more typical look for his home. So he shows there's a massive staircase at the beginning, like one of the ones that reminds me of like the Titanic or something, where they have those big curving staircases that go around, and it's pretty crazy. He mentioned that he has a 16-car garage, and it's like an underground parking area, which is insane to me. I'm not a car person. I know some people really get into cars and collecting cars and all kinds of stuff like that, but I feel like even if I had the money for that, which I obviously don't, but even if I did, I don't think I would own multiple, like several dozens of cars. Like, I feel like obviously you can only drive one car at a time. So like maybe if I was like a millionaire, I'd invest in like a really fancy luxury car, but like I would still only probably get one, maybe two, just cause. But like, I mean, 16 cars, that seems like you'll never even use that. It just seems stupid in my opinion, but I don't know what goes on in the minds of people with millions of dollars. I mean, I'll probably never have that amount of money in my life, so I don't know. And then he goes into there's a glass elevator in this house to go from like the underground parking area all the way through to the main floor, upper floors, etc., etc. He has a built-in movie theater in his house, like a true movie theater, not like just like a big screen with a couch. Like, it's got like the movie theater seats, it's got a bar where like what looks like a concession stand. He said he's gonna have popcorn machines installed and like the whole thing. So it's pretty crazy. Pretty cool though. I noticed something really minor in this video, and again, I know nothing about, I think his name's Nate, Jeffree's boyfriend. I know nothing about him. I know nothing about their relationship to each other. I don't know anything about that. So maybe this is obvious and maybe, I don't know. But I did notice one thing in the video, which is that this guy, Nate, or whatever, he seems so sweet and so nice. Like every time it's just a minor thing, but like every time they went into a new room, Nate would like open the door for Shane and Ryland and Jeffree and like just like have them walk in first. And I feel like that's such a old school like chivalrous thing to do, is to like just open the door for your guests and stuff like that and have them like, I don't know, whereas Jeffree just kind of like walks into his house and is like, look at this, look at that, you know what I mean? And like, I don't know, I thought that was really adorable and sweet that he was so, I don't know, it was just like a minor thing, but it like stood out to me that I was like, oh, he seems like such a sweet guy. Like he's quiet, but like he seems like he'd be super nice, and it was nice. Yeah, and then I can kind of see why their relationship maybe works, because obviously Jeffree has like a very boisterous personality and he's very loud and all about me, and you can tell he likes attention and he likes showing things off and being loud and being just out there. And I feel like this Nate guy like is the total opposite of that. He was very quiet in the video. He took a back seat to Jeffree going through the house, because this is their house like together as a couple. So it was kind of interesting to me, the dynamic of how he allowed Jeffree to kind of take center stage and do all the showing off when he kind of just followed them around the house, which was interesting. And I'm not judging that. Like I feel like sometimes there needs to be that, when you have such a dominant personality like Jeffree's. I think the best kind of situation for a person like that is to find someone who is comfortable being like sort of the more low-key, quiet, I don't know, person. I don't know if that sounds weird or what, but okay. And then we go into like, apparently this house has 13 bathrooms, which seems insane to me, because like what? But he took Shane into one of the ensuite bathrooms, well, the master ensuite bathroom, and it's pretty crazy. Like everything's pretty crazy. If you really just want the tea on like what everything looks like, just check out the original video and you'll be able to see all that for yourself. So I'm not really going to go into like literally every single thing they showed, but I want to just kind of talk about the entire concept of doing this house tour on camera and stuff, like, and what it must be like to, at least from an outsider perspective, of what it might be like to have that kind of wealth. And like, it just is so out of this world for me to even think about, that it's honestly like unfathomable. But yeah, so they didn't reveal anything, like any of the details of like how much the house cost or anything like that, but it's obviously several $1,000,000. Like it just has to be. There's no way it wouldn't be. It has like an extra barn property kind of like on the side that Jeffree said he's going to turn into like a salon, like, and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. It's so next level. It's so next level. But like, to be honest, as much as I enjoy seeing all these like crazy rich people houses and stuff, it doesn't really make me jealous. And I feel like if it makes any of you guys jealous, like, just there's a few things that maybe you should remind yourself that it's like really not as great as it sounds. Because one thing I noticed that Jeffree mentioned at the beginning is that he has staff and like security that are living in his home. Like he says he has live-in security. Like, I don't know about you guys, but like when I'm at my house, I don't want to be surrounded by people that are working for me. Like, I know this is kind of like a rich person thing, and like it's not new to like have like servants or like stuff living in your house if you're like that wealthy, I guess. But I just would never want that. I just would never want that. Like, when I'm in my own house, I just want to relax. I want to be able to walk around in my like ugliest pajamas with no makeup on, just looking like a slob. I want to be able to do whatever I want, like in the comfort of my own home, without judgment, without feeling like there's somebody that's not my family that's just there. Like, and I know that he kind of has no choice because of the fact that he's such a public figure. He has to have security and stuff like that. And that's what I mean. It's not like necessarily all it's cracked up to be. Like, as much as we all like maybe are envious of one thing or another that people like Jeffree Star have, think about it. Think about all the downsides that come along with that. Like, he has no privacy basically. he has to have his security people live in his house. Like, that's just something I'd absolutely never want. I don't know. Maybe that's just my introvert self coming out. But like when I'm at my house, I want to be able to walk in my house and leave my public persona at the door, I guess, and just kind of be my most authentic self without fear of any kind of, anything. I want it to be me and my family, and that's it. And other people, if I choose to let them come in, great, but like I don't want that pressure all the time of people like literally coming in to be my security team or something. That just doesn't feel like homey. It doesn't feel comfortable for me anyway. And another thing that he didn't really mention in this video, because I don't know, it would be irrelevant, but something that I've noticed just as being a homeowner myself, and I have a like pretty modest home. Like it's not tiny, but it's definitely not big. Wouldn't be considered a big home, let alone like mansion status or anything. Like it's like a smaller like starter home type thing. And even for me, the amount of cleaning that's involved in just maintaining this home is like more than Jeff and I can really handle. Like it's like the max of what we can handle in terms of the maintenance. Like there's outdoor maintenance, like grass, like lawn care and all that stuff. There's winter maintenance, and I know Jeffree doesn't really have to contend with this because I think he lives in California, so they don't get snow. But in the wintertime where I live, like there's winter maintenance, there's summer maintenance, there's indoor like upkeep, and it's a lot, man. It's a lot. Anybody who owns a house, like I'm sure you can attest to how much work it is to just maintain a house. And so for a house this size, which is like 100 times bigger than my house, you would never stop cleaning. And so obviously that means he's not doing it on his own. He's probably not doing it at all with the amount of money he has. I'm sure he pays cleaning people. And I know you guys are probably thinking, so who cares? Like, he can just pay cleaning people. But again, it's like, then you have strangers just walking through your house, cleaning your house all the time. And with a house like that, the job would never be done. So you would have people constantly walking through your house, people like cleaning people, and I'm sure like it wouldn't feel like total strangers. Like after a while you get to know your cleaning staff and stuff, but it doesn't change the fact that that's a weird dynamic. Like having people that are working for you just wandering through your home, like even if you trust them, even if you're like somewhat friends with them. Like I have lots of people that don't work for me that like are my friends and stuff, and it doesn't mean I want them living with me or like walking through my house all the time, you know what I mean? Like it just feels very like public. It feels like it's no longer your home. It's like a public area. Like, I don't know. It's just weird, man. It's just weird. So that's another reason why it's like I can be slightly low-key jealous of like this, but then when I really rationalize it, I'm like, I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want that at all. Like, even if I had the money, I wouldn't want that. So I try and remind myself of those things to keep it in perspective and stuff. But yeah, so those are my thoughts on like the whole showing off thing. Like, yeah, it's off-putting to be flexing like that, but that is kind of Jeffree. That's just the way he is. And like, I don't know. But yeah, and like I said at the beginning of this video about Shane being in this, I just want to mention quickly my thoughts on his friendship with Shane. Again, this is totally outsider perspective. I obviously don't know them. I don't know their relationship. But just like from an outsider perspective, it seems, and knowing nothing about Jeffree Star, so maybe I'm not giving him the benefit of the doubt, but whatever. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I'm just going to be like honest about my gut feeling about him so far of what I've seen. He seems very opportunistic. Maybe that's not true, but it seems very calculated that he has this best friendship with Shane Dawson, who's like one of the most successful and most popular YouTubers on the platform. And he's done business deals, like obviously the Conspiracy Palette collaboration, like he's done business deals with Shane. And it just seems like, would he really be best friends with Shane if he wasn't getting something out of it? And I can't answer that. I mean, you guys can think about that for yourselves. Again, we don't know them, so it's really like not for us to say, but I just feel like, I don't know, I just feel like he's really taken advantage maybe this is like unintentional, maybe it's totally calculated. That I'm not too sure about, but regardless, he's really taken advantage of the success of Shane's YouTube career and really taken advantage of that friendship to capitalize and make money off of, basically make money off of Shane. And the fact that he's in this house tour video, like I said earlier, I don't think was an accident. I don't think that he was like, hey, I'm going to film a house tour and it just so happens that I'm going to film it on the same day that I'm inviting Shane over. Like, no, that was absolutely not what went down. Like, he thought to himself, hey, I know a lot of people want to see this mansion that I just bought, so that's going to attract like my viewers, but how can I make this bigger than ever? How can I make this even bigger than what would just normally be like the Jeffree Star subscribers? I know, I'll get my friend Shane, who's got 20 million followers on YouTube, to be in the video. Then I'm gonna have all my people and all his people. And you know, that's exactly the thought process that I'm sure went through his mind when he did the conspiracy palette. So that was like the first trial of this whole experiment, like of combining audiences with Shane Dawson and basically using that friendship to take advantage of his influence. And he saw how well it worked with the conspiracy palette, so why not do it now for the house tour video? And I feel like he's going to try even harder to include or incorporate Shane in anything that might make sense to do so, just because it's going to make more money for him. And that's really sad. Like, again, I might be totally wrong. I'm totally speculating, but it just doesn't seem like a coincidence that like he includes his famous friends or whatever in these kinds of things. And like, I'm sure he has non-famous friends, but like we never hear from them. So like, I don't know, it just seems sketchy. And after hearing about all this drama that Jeffree's kind of gone through in the past with other people just in his life, I kind of sense, and again, I hope this doesn't happen because I really like Shane, and I don't want to see anything like this happen to him, but I kind of get this like this feeling, and like a gut feeling that something is going to go down between Shane and Jeffree. I think something's going to happen where, because I just feel like it's a fake friendship. Like, I feel like maybe Shane genuinely likes being friends with Jeffree, but I think Jeffree's just, he probably likes Shane, but I don't think he would have that same kind of friendship with him if he wasn't getting something out of it. And I think as soon as that becomes obvious to Shane, or something else, some other kind of drama goes down, like, it's gonna be like the boot for him, and like the whole thing's gonna blow up. And I'm just sensing it, you guys. I don't know. Do you guys feel like that like is in the cards? I don't know. I feel like Jeffree has a hard time maintaining friendships, and I think that's because, again, knowing nothing about this guy, just based on the little bit of information I've heard about and seen on YouTube about Jeffree, I feel as though he has so many problems with his friends because he expects, like, it seems to me that he expects like unconditional friendship from people on the basis of just like pure intentions, and then acts the exact opposite towards others. Like, his friendships are always with who's gonna benefit me, and like it's very conditional. So it seems a little hypocritical that like when other people, you know, when it's the reverse, it's like a big controversy or whatever. But anyway, so those are my thoughts kind of on the video, the house tour, him and Shane together, and like, I don't know if they have anything in the works for like future videos together. I'm kind of hoping not, because like they've done 2 series together already. I really hope Shane puts out new content with not Jeffree, you know? Like, like I said, I have nothing really majorly against Jeffree. It's just, I don't know, I've only been brought, and see, his strategy totally worked, because I was just about to say, I've only been brought to his content through Shane, and that's exactly what he wants. That's exactly why he's friends with Shane, I think, personally. But, yeah, I'm going to stop shading them, because really, like, I didn't really want this video to just be me, like, shitting on them the whole video, but, and especially not Shane, because I'm, like, a stan of Shane. So, yeah, but those are my thoughts on that latest video that's trending right now. Let me know what you guys thought. Like, what did you think was the most impressive part of his house? What did you think was maybe, like, something that if you had millions of dollars, you would go for in your dream home or anything like that. Anything relating to the Shane and Jeffree friendship. Like, I'm just curious your guys' thoughts on that, and what you think. Do you think they're on the road to flying off a cliff into disaster and drama, or do you think they're like actually like ride or die friends? Just curious what you think. So if you liked this video, and if you like these type of like commentary style videos, it's not really the main focus of my channel, but this seems somewhat like beauty industry related, so I kind of threw it in there anyways. But if you like this kind of content, I can like try and do it more often if you guys enjoy it. If you want to hear my opinions for some weird reason, then let me know by liking this video. Subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Okay, bye guys.